Hello everyone, what is going on everybody? Kylesk8r24 here and welcome to Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. If you have not seen Mass Effect 1 yet, please feel free to head back to any of the videos that I have done through this live Twitch stream and eventual YouTube video. And if not, I'll give you the brief tour as I am going to import my Mass Effect 1 character of Kylesk8r, which I had formerly... I'm just going to call it by my first name, which is Kyle. So, bit of a rundown for you. If you might have not noticed at this point, I like to be the good guy, mainly mostly a Paragon Shepherd, throughout at least this first time. And I'm just kind of going through this as I normally would in the old Mass Effect 2 game, which happens to be one of my favorite video games of all time. So we got the service history. So, unlike most games nowadays, where we can actually do this more often, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 is able to carry over your saves of all of the things that you have done. So, the max level that I had was at 57. The max level was 60 or 30 in the Legendary Edition. I did the Classic Edition. Now I'm a soldier. I followed the Paragon path. Rex survived, Ashley died, Council was saved, and Captain Anderson took a seat on the Council. Now, thank you very much for following and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate this. Also, just to be aware, while I am in my humble abode, there is always a possibility of unknown noises, so I apologize in advance.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
Commander Shepard uncovered the truth.
And still, it's not enough.
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack.
But they're sending him to fight Geth. Geth. We both know they're not the real threat. The Reapers are still out there.
And it's up to us to stop them.
The Council will never trust Cerberus. They'll never accept our help, even after everything humanity has accomplished. But Shepard, they'll follow him. He's a hero, a bloody icon. But he's just one man. If we lose Shepard, humanity might well follow.
Then see to it that we don't lose him.
Can you believe it's been literally 11 years since Mass Effect 2 released? For me, as a veteran who's played this original trilogy before, it's so amazing to see even just a remastered of Mass Effects 1 and now 2. I'm sure in terms of graphic improvements, it's extremely stellar to an already stellar game. Yeah, you can even tell.
Disengaging FTL drives.
Man.
Emission sinks active. Board is green. We are running silent.
We're wasting our time. 4 days searching up and down this sector and we haven't found any sign of Geth activity.
3 ships went missing here in the past month. Something happened to them.
My money's on slavers. The Terminus system is crawling with them.
Picking up something on the long-range scanner. Unidentified vessel. Looks like a cruiser.
Doesn't match any known signatures.
Cruiser is changing course. Now on intercept trajectory.
Can't be. Stealth systems are engaged. There's no way a Geth ship could possibly...
It's not the Geth. Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Presley!
Kinetic barriers down. Multiple hull breaches. Weapons offline. Somebody get that fire out.
Shepard!
Distress beacon is ready for launch.
Will the Alliance get here in time?
Need to hold on. Get everyone onto the escape shuttle.
Joker's still in the cockpit. He won't evacuate. I'm not leaving either.
I need you to get the crew onto the evac shuttle. I'll take care of Joker.
Shepard!
Liara, go. Now.
Aye, aye. Everybody in! Go, go, go!
Normandy! We've suffered heavy damage from an unknown enemy. Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
So welcome to part 1. Yeah, there's going to be a lot that happens here in a matter of minutes, so if you don't know what you're in for just yet, buckle up. It's about to get weird.
Come on, Joker. We have to get out of here.
No, I won't abandon the Normandy. I can still save her.
The Normandy's lost. Going down with the ship won't change that.
Yeah, okay. Help me up. They're coming around for another attack.
Interesting. That's new. I haven't seen this before. Well, I mean, I have, but normally the choices in Mass Effect 1 would have already carried over by now, so we already got that. Sure, why not?
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission, answering a distress call. And look where that got me. We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Kylesk8r24. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat. As was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren. He'd been seen by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime, and there was some evidence to suggest that the ship was connected to Saren. But even Adina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tali. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further. Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the mass relays to dark space, leaving no trace they'd ever been. That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre. My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently she'd felt it too.
Oh.
We agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission with Saren.
Interesting.
Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. And the Queen was true to her word. She left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex disagreed. Violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down. Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me, threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke, and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team.
Bless me.
And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but I wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them. Ash was a good friend, and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Caden. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship, against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Liara saw through my words. She knew I was hurting after Ash's death. She could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we'd put our feelings aside for the sake of that mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other, and it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos, close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died, like every species before them. but a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. They found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reaper's return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all. We followed him to the Citadel. It was intact, but heavily damaged. He had caught the Council fleets by surprise, and they were only now regrouping. And with Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope the fleets could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Citadel fleets battled Saren's army outside, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army continued to fight. The Council was aboard the Destiny Ascension, and they were requesting assistance. But I knew in order to help them, I would have to put our Human Alliance fleet in jeopardy. The Council had to be saved. They represented the hearts and minds of the galactic community. Without them, the fleets would be in disarray. Even with the Citadel back in my control, Saren defeated, and the Normandy leading the combined galactic fleet, the battle against Sovereign, a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense. While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the Council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there. I knew the fight was far from over, but as the one who'd led the fight against Saren, I was given new responsibilities. The choice of humanity's first counselor was left for me to decide. On the one hand, Udina, the lifetime politician. Ruthless and ambitious, he would easily navigate the political landmines that would soon be put in front of him. The other choice, Captain Anderson, the career soldier. Tough but fair, but a friend, and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right. Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way. The war was over. The threat had passed. In time, the Council would rebuild itself. The Citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. But none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the Council would only say I was assigned to cleanup duty, rooting out any remnants of Saren's army. Just another routine mission.
Interesting. So, that was an overview of Mass Effect 1, but it actually gave me the whole story rather than doing the choices. I guess that actually did happen in Mass Effect 1 to 2, but...
Commander Shepard has been recovered. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
It's just interesting to see how fluidly that choice that you made, whatever the 5 main choices you made, transitioned seamlessly into that Genesis interactive comic. So, that was really cool to see. And I'm glad I didn't skip it. I was actually thinking to not, but for those who haven't seen Mass Effect 1, or at least my playthrough, well, there you have it. And now we continue on to Mass Effect 2. And we're gonna get all the way up to the point where, well, and we've got a trophy earned, missing in action. There might be a slight black rectangular thing there, so that's a little unfortunate, but that does happen. But there's going to be a certain end to at least this first part. And I'm just going to accept the imported face. This is my default male Shepard. And I get to choose my class again. I'm going to stick with my original class, which is Soldier. And they give me an additional achievement. Flashbang grenade. Interesting. So, cool. Alright.
He's reacting to outside stimuli, showing an awareness of his surroundings. My God, Miranda, I think he's waking up.
Damn it, Wilson. He's not ready yet. Give him the sedative. Shepard, don't try to move. Just lie still. Try to stay calm.
Heart rate's still climbing. Brain activity is off the charts. Steps pushing into the red zone. It's not working.
Another dose. Now.
Heart rate dropping. Stats falling back into normal range. That was too close. We almost lost him.
I told you your estimates were off. Run the numbers again.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack. There's a pistol in the locker on the other side of the room. Hurry! Grab the pistol and armor from the locker.
Okay, so really quickly, all of these additional journal updated that you see here is all of the stuff that we have carried over from Mass Effect 1. So here's the menu, and here is the Mass Effect 2, well, showcase of all of your powers. Now, up to this point, normally what would have happened here in the original is that if you were anywhere at level 55 or lower, you would start at level 1. From 56 to 59, level 3. And level 60, which was the most difficult level that you could probably achieve, you would get to level 5. But they have managed here this time around to get to level 5, so that's a cool thing to see. So, and in addition to that, because we have gone out of our way to play through Mass Effect 1 and try to get to the highest level possible, we actually got a bunch of bonus squad points. Because of that, because of playing Mass Effect 1 literally the entire way through, well, almost the entire way through. There was one mission in Mass Effect 1 that I wasn't able to do simply because I was not as much of a renegade. But that's okay. Because that would, in turn, all offset. So, here's what I'm going to do. There we go. I'm gonna give myself some Disruptor and Incendiary ammo, some Adrenaline Rush, a little bit of Combat Mastery, and the Flashbang Grenade. I'm a little surprised that they've given us, for at least a first playthrough, a Flashbang Grenade ability. Usually that wasn't the case. Usually, whoever you picked up in terms of your squad in Mass Effect 2, you can actually, well, later on be able to gain another ability of your next squad's abilities and powers. So this flashbang grenade here could very well be something like an incendiary grenade. That's just one example of many. But we're going to go with this. And in comparison to Mass Effect 1 or 2, we can always rechange our powers at any given point once we hit a certain point in Mass Effect 2.
You don't have time to wait around, Shepard. Grab your weapon.
This pistol doesn't have a thermal clip.
It's a med bay. We'll get you a clip from... Damn it! Those canisters by the door are going to blow. Get behind cover now. Keep your head down, Shepard. Shield yourself from the blast. Someone's hacking
So, really quickly, this particular game was made by... The first game before that was BioWare and Microsoft. So, they have essentially made it a little easier for people to essentially play this game. Where, rather than it just being completely RPG, now it's RPG action. So...
Looks like they set up a barricade to try holding the mechs off.
And, you know me, I normally go through as much narrative as possible, so...
Look out!
Here we go. Alright. Let's see. Let's start off with the disruptor ammo. I'm gonna do something really quickly here. Let's see. It is a little dark from where I am sitting right now. So I am going to put the brightness up to 10 just so I can see it a little more easily. This does not mean I'm blind or I can't see any dark things, but look how cleaner the brightness of this is. So that's why I'm doing it, and I've done it in the last game. No one's really had any complaints with it, so. And we just have a pistol. Cool.
Shepard, security mechs are closing in on your position. Take cover.
Alright, so flashbang grenade, adrenaline rush. Cool. Let's see. Crap. Come on. There we go. Oh, I'm getting real messed up here. Gosh darn it. Oh, come on. Seriously? Ah.
Coast is clear.
There we go. I didn't want to die immediately. At least not yet. Alright. Let's keep moving.
Don't waste time. I can't keep the mechs distracted for long.
So that's a Ymir mech. That's actually a fun mini-boss.
More reinforcements heading your way. Grab the grenade launcher off the security officer's body. Here come the mechs. Take the elevator down 1 floor.
Let's see. Alright, there we go. Kind of getting used to this again.
Hurry! Get to the door! Run! You're doing fine, Shep. Head to the next room and I'll try to meet you. Shepard, read me. I've got them closing in on my position.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Progress is slow, but subject shows signs of recovery. Major organs are again functional, and there are signs of rudimentary neurological activity. In an effort to accelerate the process, we've moved from simple organic reconstruction of the subject to biosynthetic fusion. Initial results show promise.
Log update. The cost of this project is astronomical. Over 4 billion credits so far. But nobody seems to care that we've gone over budget. I don't know where the boss gets all this money. Maybe it's better not to know. I just wish he'd kick a little more in my direction once in a while.
So, fun fact. Some of the people we have already seen include the Elusive Man, voiced by Martin Sheen, Miranda Lawson, voiced by Yvonne Strahovski, and then Wilson, which is voiced by voice actor Steve Blum. Shoutouts to them. And Steve Blum actually voices about 6 different characters, some of which you'll get to hear very soon, I imagine.
Log update. I can't figure Miranda out. As project director, she should be ecstatic at all the progress we've made. But she's still the same old ice queen. Maybe she's worried Shepard might become the new favorite. Or maybe she is just a pure cold-hearted bitch.
Charge him up! I've got him! Shut... What? Gotta hurt! What are you doing here? I thought you were still a work in progress.
Are you with Miranda?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot this is all new to you right now. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for...
Hostiles detected.
Damn it! Things must be worse than I thought if Miranda's got you running around. I'll fill you in, but we better get you to the shuttle first.
I know this isn't the best time, but I'm sick of stumbling around when I don't know what's going on.
Fair enough. I'll give you the quick version. You and your ship were attacked and destroyed. You were killed. Dead as dead can be when they brought you here. Our scientists spent the last 2 years putting you back together. You've been comatose, or worse, that whole time. Welcome back to your life.
I think I just missed one simple narrative than that, but that's okay.
This doesn't look like an Alliance facility.
It isn't. I can't say much more than that for now. The Alliance officially declared you killed in action. The whole galaxy thinks you're dead. And if we don't get to those shuttles, they'll be right.
Were there any other survivors from the Normandy?
I'll tell you what. You help me finish off these mechs, and I'll play 20 questions with you all day. We're low on thermal clips, but I'm a biotic. Just give the order when you want me to hit him with the good stuff.
Okay. So just checking really quickly, you can also map out your abilities if needed. We'll do that.
Falling back. Okay. I promised I'd answer your questions. What do you want to know?
You said they spent 2 years rebuilding me? How bad were my injuries?
I'm no doctor, but it was bad. When I first saw you, you were nothing but meat and tubes. Anywhere else, they'd have put you in a coffin. But Project Lazarus was different. Cutting-edge technology.
What do you mean? Cloning? Cybernetics?
I don't know the details. You'd have to ask the scientists. But I'm pretty sure you're not a clone. They wanted to bring you back exactly as you were. You're still you. You just might have a few extra bits and pieces now.
Jacob Taylor definitely looks improved. I can't put my finger on what I don't like about his new look, though.
What can you tell me about the project? Were there other test subjects?
Project Lazarus only had one subject. The whole point was to bring you back. Just you. Even that was a challenge. 2 years. All the top scientists. The best technology money could buy.
Do you know anything about this attack? Who's behind it? What they're after?
Damn if I know. I was getting ready for some shut-eye, then bam! Bunch of explosions. Next thing I know, every damn mech in the place starts shooting. At us. I'm guessing it had to be an inside job. You'd need top security access to hack all the mechs.
The last thing I remember is the Normandy blowing up. Did anyone else make it?
Just about everybody survived. A few servicemen from the lower decks didn't get out. Navigator Presley was killed by an explosion. But everyone else, including the non-Alliance crew, the Asari, Liara, and the Quarian, they all made it out alive.
Do you know what any of them are doing now?
I don't know, Commander. It's been 2 years. They've moved on. Left the Alliance. Could be anywhere.
They were my team. I was alive. They'd come back.
Maybe you can track them down after we get off the station. If we get off the station.
What's your job here?
Depends on who you ask. Technically, I'm Miranda's top lieutenant. But I'm just a soldier. I served 5 years in the Alliance before this. Now I'm in charge of the station's security. Usually a lot more dull than this. Normally I don't fire my gun unless it's target practice.
When I first woke up, someone named Miranda was talking to me over the radio. We lost contact just before I ran into you.
Miranda Lawson is the station's ranking officer. She led the Lazarus team. It was her job to bring you back to life, no matter what. Should have guessed she'd try to save you. She's not about to give up on you now. You said you lost contact. Could you tell what was happening?
There was some gunfire and an explosion right before I lost her.
She knows how to take care of herself. But I hope she's okay.
What's the quickest way to those shuttles?
Depends where the mechs are thickest. It's probably best if we...
Check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there? Hello?
Wilson, this is Jacob. I'm here with Commander Shepard. Just took out a wave of mechs over in D-Wing.
Shepard's alive? How the hell? Never mind. You need to get him out of there. Get to the service tunnels and head for the network control room.
Roger that, Wilson. Stay on this frequency.
I think I remember a Wilson checking on me one time when I woke up.
That's him. He's the chief medical tech. Answers directly to Miranda. Come on. The service tunnels are this way.
So, quick few pointers to note out here. In direct contrast to Mass Effect 1, you do not have to actually worry about getting XP by gaining more context. You can literally just skip this entire conversation afterwards.
Log update. The Lazarus project is about to enter the final phase. It's taken nearly 2 years, but we did it. Commander Shepard is alive. This is the most amazing medical achievement in recorded history. Maybe now Miranda will finally show some appreciation for everything I've done.
Alright.
They've seen us.
The whole station is crawling with mix. I'm doing the best I can.
I got him! Oh my!
Just keep moving toward the control room. Don't get pinned down. I'll see what I can do.
I'll also try to make sure I don't pause every time I have to do a battle. I just want to keep things fluid, but every now and then I really do want to pause and make sure I'm mapping everything out.
Wilson, where are you?
Server room B! Hurry! They're out of control! Oh God! I'm hit! They shot me!
Ah, you're fine.
Physical reconstruction of subject is complete, but we still need to evaluate all mental and neurological functions. Our orders were clear. Make Commander Shepard who he was before the explosion. The same mind, the same morals, the same personality. If we alter his identity in any way, if he's somehow not the man he used to be, the Lazarus Project will have failed. I refuse to let that happen.
The other thing I wanted to really quickly point out, and I will only say this once, I actually did get to work with the guy who voice acted as Jacob Taylor, who was voiced by Adam Lazar White, and I will let you guys figure out which movie I indirectly worked with him on.
Shepard, down here! Bastards got me in the leg!
You were there the first time I regained consciousness.
Yeah, that was me. How about we talk about this after we fix my leg?
Should be some medi-gel in the first aid station on the wall. Hopefully there's enough to get him up and moving again.
Grab the medi-gel from the first aid station on the wall. Thanks, Shepard. Never thought you'd save my life.
Guess that makes us even now, hmm? I thought maybe I could shut down the security mechs, but whoever did this fried the whole system. Completely irreversible.
We didn't ask what you were doing. Why do you even have security mech clearance? You were in the bio wing.
Weren't you listening? I came here to try and fix this. Besides, I was shot. How do you explain that?
You're all strangers to me. Let's get someplace safe, then we'll sort out whose fault it is.
Right, Shepard. We need to find Miranda. We can't leave her behind.
Forget about Miranda. She was over in D-Wing. The mechs were all over that sector. There's no way she survived.
A bunch of mechs won't drop Miranda. She's alive.
Then where is she? Why haven't we heard from her? There are only two possible explanations. She's either dead, or she's a traitor.
Looks like certain lines get cut off at the end as well as the last game. I was worried this was going to be a little consistent.
Then why did you wake me up and warn me about the attack?
Okay, maybe she's not a traitor, but that doesn't change the facts. We're here, she's not. We need to save ourselves. The shuttle bay is only a few...
Please reconsider
We can overload the canisters to clear a path to the shuttles. That's it. Let's get out of here.
Okay, we took him down. But this is getting tense. Shepard, if I tell you who we work for, will you trust me?
This really isn't the time, Jacob.
We won't make it if he's expecting a shot in the back.
If you want to piss off the boss, it's your ass, Jacob.
The Lazarus Project. The program that rebuilt you. It's funded and controlled by Cerberus.
I'm not going to say never heard of them, because we've already gone through Mass Effect 1 to the point where we've gone through all of the Cerberus side missions, so... yeah.
I think I ran into Cerberus a few times while I was investigating Saren. Some kind of pro-human splinter group, right?
Well, that's what the Alliance wants people to believe. But there's more to it. The Alliance declared you dead. They gave up. Cerberus spent a fortune to bring you back. Look, I'd be suspicious too. But right now, we have to work together. I thought you deserved to know what's what. Once we're off the station, I'll take you to the elusive man. He'll explain everything. I promise.
Elusive man? Is he in charge of all this?
Yeah. That's not his real name, of course. Nobody knows who he really is.
It was a code name the Alliance used for him. Kinda stuck.
I don't care what they did or what you say. I'm not working with terrorists.
You can tell it to the boss. But after we've saved our butts. We're almost at the shuttle.
Also, a bunch of these codex in our journal, I'm not going to go through any of them. You can do that within your own time. It'll make for easier things to understand visually than rather than going through all the codex and me speaking about it or talking about it or listening to the tutorial guide talk about the different races and weapons and all of that. So I just don't feel like doing it personally. At least not here.
We've been spotted.
There we go. Ooh, hello. Oh, and we've got...
You're done!
There we go.
Test subject has been recovered, but the damage is far worse than we initially feared. In addition to the expected burns...
Sorry, I probably should have gone through that, but...
Subject has suffered significant cellular breakdown due to long-term exposure to vacuum and sub-zero temperatures. Despite the extent of the physical trauma, Wilson assures me subject is salvageable. The Lazarus Project will proceed as planned.
Alright. Now I am gonna really quickly save here. And we'll go through our missions and assignments. The codex I'm not gonna touch. And we're gonna keep going.
Come on, through here. We're almost at the... Miranda, but you were...
Oops.
Dead?
What the hell are you doing?
My job. Wilson betrayed us all.
Even if you're sure, did he deserve that welcome?
He sabotaged the security systems, killed my staff, and he would have killed us.
You sure about that, Miranda? We've known Wilson for years. What if you're wrong?
I'm never wrong. I thought you'd have learnt that by now, Jacob.
You should have taken him alive. See what he knew.
Too risky. I've put too much time and effort bringing you back to life to let you get killed now.
You really think Wilson's capable of that?
Not anymore.
If you say so. What's our next step?
We get on the shuttle and go. My boss wants to speak to you.
You mean the elusive man? I know you work for Cerberus.
Ah, Jacob. I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get him to join our cause.
Well, since we're getting everything out in the open, is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Convenient that you show up as we're leaving. Where were you during the attack?
Besides trying to save your life? Wilson figured out I was helping you and he sent an army of mechs to take me out. I got here as soon as I could. Probably a little too soon if you ask Wilson.
What about the rest of the people on the station?
This is the evac area. If they're not here now, they're not coming.
Miranda looks really good, actually.
We can't leave without knowing for sure. We need to go back and look.
Don't you get it? The only one worth saving is you. Everyone else is expendable.
She's right. We all knew the risks when we signed up. Without you, there's no point to any of this.
Where are we going?
Another Cerberus facility. The elusive man is waiting for you there.
I'm not sure I trust you.
This is the only shuttle off the station. You want to stay and rot with the mechs? Be my guest.
You're the Lazarus Project's director, aren't you?
That's right. I put 2 years of my life into this project. Into you.
What does Cerberus want from me?
Maybe you should ask the elusive man when you meet him. He poured virtually unlimited resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
I've had enough of this station to last a lifetime.
Or 2, in your case. Come on.
So I'm sure at this point, most of you have gone through Mass Effect 2 without playing Mass Effect 1, but going into Mass Effect 1, you'll get to see a lot more of the choices that have, well, helped out with your playthrough.
Before you meet with the elusive man, we need to ask a few questions to evaluate your condition.
Such as this.
And, more tests? Shepard took down those mechs without any trouble. That has to be good enough.
It's been 2 years since the attack. The elusive man needs to know that Shepard's personality and memories are intact. Ask the questions.
Funny how the second time is when this happens, but the first time that Jacob talks about 2 years, he isn't as affected by it, or at least by the choice that I chose for that.
Did you say 2 years? I've been gone that long?
2 years and 12 days. And you were on an operating table for most of it.
The sooner we start, the sooner we can be done. Start with personal history.
Okay. Records show you grew up on Earth. Tough environment, no parents. You enlisted and you survived a Thresher Maw attack that wiped out the rest of your team. Do you remember that?
I lost a lot of friends that day. Going through something like that changes you. It can break you if you let it.
I read the report. 50 Marines died on a cruise. Satisfied,
Not quite.
Miranda?
Almost. Let's try something more recent. Vermeer, where you destroyed Saren's cloning facility. You had to leave one of your squad behind to die in the blast.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams was killed in action. It was your call. Why did you leave her behind?
I gotta be honest here, it wasn't really a hard choice for me. I just didn't want another soldier in my squad. Sorry, Ashley fans, but I stuck with Kaidan.
I left a friend to die that day, and I didn't do it casually. But I had to save as many people as I could. Ash gave her life for the rest of the team. Without her, I couldn't have stopped Saren. She died a hero.
I understand, Commander, and I wasn't judging your decision. Everybody at Cerberus knows that cloning facility had to be destroyed.
There are other tests we really should run.
Come on, Miranda.
Really?
Enough of the visits. The memories are there, and I can vouch for Shepard's combat skills personally.
I suppose you're right. We'll have to hope the Elusive Man accepts our little field test as evidence enough.
In earlier versions of Mass Effect 2, you used to have another choice to be asked, you know, who you chose as your counselor, whether it was Udina or Anderson.
The Elusive Man is waiting for you in the other room.
And technically you could get it right or wrong, simply because you just came back from the dead.
I wouldn't keep the Elusive Man waiting.
The Elusive Man is waiting for you in the other room.
Now, unlike Mass Effect 1, where you could literally go through any little nook and cranny in terms of... Actually, I'm not going to do that. Just a little curious as to... I'm probably not going to deal with it just yet. But the casual appearance... Ooh, wow. That looks so much more different. It used to be, like, brown. Ah, and there's my favorite outfit. They brought this into Mass Effect 2. Because this is the actual outfit that was given to us for free in Mass Effect 3, but they brought it in. This is kind of new. You know, believe it or not, I actually have this outfit for my Halloween outfits. As well as any other time that I want to, like, walk around in my favorite Mass Effect gear. So, let's do that. Man, interesting how different things are accessible to us. And how things have changed from the original to then.
Commander Shepard.
Elusive Man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
You might be the reason I'm still alive, but that doesn't mean I trust you.
You need to put your personal feelings aside. Humanity is up against the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
You need to earn the right to ask me those kinds of questions.
Cerberus isn't as evil as you believe. You and I are on the same side. We just have different methods.
Cut to the chase. What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and the Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
Fighting a war doesn't seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation of humanity. If the Reapers are targeting us, trying to wipe us out, Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
Sovereign was trying to harvest all life in the galaxy. Why would the Reapers target a few human colonies?
Hundreds of thousands of colonists have vanished. I'd say that fits the definition of harvesting. Nobody's paying attention because it's random, and the attacks occur in remote locations. I don't know why they've suddenly targeted humanity. Maybe you got their attention when you killed one of them.
You could have trained an entire army for what you spent to bring me back.
You're unique. Not just in ability or what you experienced, but in what you represent. You stood for humanity at a key moment. You're more than a soldier. You're a symbol. And I don't know if the Reapers understand fear, but you killed one. They have to respect that.
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
They suffered substantial losses fighting Sovereign. They're rebuilding, still stretched too thin to waste resources verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier, and more convenient.
If what you say is true, if the Reapers are behind this, I'd consider helping you.
I'd be disappointed if you accepted any of this without seeing for yourself. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
Wilson was one of my best agents, but he was a traitor. Miranda did exactly what I expected of her, and she saved your life in more ways than one. Jacob's a soldier, one of the best. He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it. You'll be just fine with them. For now.
Is this a volunteer job, or am I being volunteered?
You always have a choice, Shepard. If you don't find the evidence we're both looking for, we can part ways. But first, go to Freedom's Progress. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Oh, and we've got a lot more stuff. Very elusive trophy earned. Well, I'm sure that black rectangular object will start hovering over that, so... Unfortunately, this is my very first playthrough of Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition that is remastered. And we're getting a bunch of context. And we're not going to worry about anything else.
The elusive man is very impressed with you. I'm eager to see if you can live up to his expectations on this mission.
I can't have anyone disobeying my commands when we get there.
I know who I report to. As long as you don't do anything to betray Cerberus, I'll follow your orders.
I never got a chance to say how much I appreciated what the Lazarus Project did for me.
I just hope it was worth it. A lot of people lost their lives on that station.
We have to work together here. Your attitude isn't helping anything.
I have the utmost respect for your abilities, Shepard. It's your motivations that concern me. I believe in what Cerberus stands for. Only time will tell if you prove to be an asset or a liability to our cause.
What can you tell me about this colony we're going to?
Freedom's Progress? It's a typical human settlement in the Terminus systems. They had a small military force for protection supplemented by mechs and security drones. Average in almost every way, really. Completely unremarkable. Until the disappearance.
Any thoughts on what we might run into there?
A lot of empty buildings and one giant mystery.
I'd like to know more about the Lazarus Project from the person in charge.
I wasn't in charge. The elusive man was. If I was running the show, would have done a few things differently.
What would you have changed?
To start, I would have implanted you with some type of control chip. But the elusive man wouldn't allow it. He was afraid it might affect your personality, alter your character somehow. He wouldn't let us do anything that might limit your potential in any way.
Oops.
Can't say I like the idea of being brought back to life with a control chip in my brain.
The elusive man is taking an incredible risk with you. I just hope his gamble pays off.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Worried about my qualifications? I can crush a mech with my biotics or shoot its head off at 100 yards. Take your pick.
I was trying to get to know you as a human being.
I'm not looking for a friend, Shepard. Stay focused on the mission.
Did you and Jacob serve together in the Alliance?
No. The elusive man recognized my potential and recruited me at a young age.
How old were you?
Old enough to know this is what I wanted.
It's obvious you're not interested in talking.
We've got an assignment. We can talk about it or we can do it.
Okay.
I'm glad the elusive man convinced you to join us, Commander.
I just want to find out what happened to those missing people. I still don't trust Cerberus.
Noted. Do you trust me, Commander?
You're a good man, Jacob. But you might be working for the wrong people.
Maybe. That's why I'm here now.
Do you know anything about this colony we're going to?
It's called Freedom's Progress. Don't know much else. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
You said you served in the Alliance?
5 years in total. Stationed all over the galaxy. Even spent a couple of years as a Corsair.
I've never heard of the Corsairs.
It was an Alliance initiative. They hired independent starship captains and used them for missions that fell outside official Alliance jurisdiction. Technically, we weren't part of the Alliance. If we ever got caught, they could disavow any knowledge of us. We were supposed to be free from restrictions and rules. But there was still enough red tape to sink a cruiser. I finally just gave up.
Yeah, so Jacob is, for those who don't know, was an Alliance member, then went to Cerberus, and he's kind of just the middleman. Also, you could try to actually play as Jacob Taylor in a Mass Effect iPhone game. Problem is, I think it was made back in 2009, so it's probably really old at this point.
Why did you join Cerberus?
I guess I just got tired of never making a difference. So much of what we did in the Alliance seemed pointless. I thought things would change after the attack on the Citadel. Humanity was finally invited to join the Council. Nothing changed. Politics, bureaucracy, same bullshit, different leaders. Cerberus is different. When colonies go missing, we don't commission a team to write a report to figure out what the hell to do about it. We just go and find out.
That's all for now.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Let's see. I'm going to incorporate more combat mastery here. So, because we are at level 6 now, it'll be a lot easier to get to level 30. Provided we do all of the side missions and main missions in Mass Effect 2. Whoa, that got smaller. Holy moly. Yep, there you go. The import bonuses. It's a lot of Paragon. And a lot of experience. Cool. Alright. Freedom's Progress we go. Oh, and that got quick too. Yeah, I'm seeing some really interesting changes. Very subtle, but very noticeable from my eyes.
We should be there shortly, Shepard. The elusive man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
What did you find at the other colonies?
Nothing. No signs of attack, no corpses, not even a trace of unusual genetic material to give us a clue. They just disappeared. We've got no target to go after.
Are you sure you'll be comfortable following my orders?
We didn't bring you back from the dead just to second guess you, Commander. If the elusive man says you're in charge, you're in charge.
What makes you think this investigation will turn up anything new?
At other colonies, official investigators got there first. Sometimes looters or salvage teams as well. We're hoping to be the first ones there this time. Maybe find clues before somebody else disturbs the scene.
Our first priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other colonies. They were completely deserted.
Be nice to find somebody. Anything's better than another ghost town.
Okay, so now we are at an actual mission where we can look at everyone's weapons here. So we've got a new weapon here for those who don't know, and it's called the submachine gun. It's just the next best thing aside from a heavy pistol for anyone who does not have a class such as the Vanguard Soldier, Infiltrator. I think that's it. Adepts, Sentinels, Engineers, they mainly have heavy pistols and submachine guns. Soldiers have literally all 4 of the main weapons that were carried over in Mass Effect 1. The submachine gun is just a new addition, as well as a heavy weapon. And then we've got the abilities. And we get to work into what other new abilities we want to incorporate. So these abilities here are essentially locked because we don't have the ability to make our squad members loyal to our Shepherd. So in order to do that, as this game goes along, we will have loyalty missions, to which I have devised a system as to what kinds of videos I'm going to be making for this particular Mass Effect 2 game. So you'll get to see that in the next upcoming videos. But I'll get to explain it as I go along. For the time being, however, we're going to go ahead and incorporate what we want to do here. Yeah, I don't want to have to worry about these guys dying on me. So I'll just leave it at that, and then the hope is that once I get to the next couple of levels, that I'll be able to max out on, well, the most squad points for Miranda's Overload and Jacob's Pole. And save from here. Alright. Let's get going.
Looks like everyone just got up and left right in the middle of the dinner.
God, what a trip back to memory lane.
Strange. No bodies, no structural damage, no signs of battle.
I still have my old, very old, original trilogy, and I did play this a couple months ago, but it has been a few months. Oh, here we go. Ah, and we're... Alright, so here's the other thing. Because we're on insanity mode, all of our enemies are going to have armor, shields, barriers, whatnot. So I forgot to think about that. But that's okay.
Here we go. Hear that? Sounds like good respect.
Alright. So we're going to do this really quickly.
I've got...
Impact imminent. Do not offer specialized weapons. Excuse me.
Enemies in front!
Oh, that's not good.
Over here. Targeting.
Casualty.
Yep, my shields are taking a hit. There we go. Let's see. Oh, what? Damn it.
Now let's finish you off.
Shield to fail. Those mechs shouldn't have been hostile. They should have recognized us as human.
Someone reprogrammed them to attack on sight. We're not alone here.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, or what I just did, more like, is I've got my assault rifle and my shotgun with an incendiary ammo upgrade, and my pistol and sniper rifle with the disruptor ammo. Okay. Oh, and this is the wall bypass. If you want to get some extra loot, you'll have to do these little side mini games here. There are tricks around getting more money from that, but I will be able to explain that as the game goes along. Okay.
Going to ground.
Right there. You got it.
I do love the squad tactics and uses in this. There are going to be enemies actually right here. There we go. I probably should have switched out my weapon, but it's whatever. I'm gonna save this real quick.
Stop right there!
Praza, you said you'd let me handle this.
Tally!
Shepard?
I'm not taking any chances with Cerberus operatives.
Put those weapons down! Shepard? Is that... you're alive?
Remember when I gave you that Geth data tally? Did it help you complete your pilgrimage?
Yes, it did. Praza, weapons down. This is definitely Commander Shepard.
Why is your old commander working for Cerberus?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask.
So, what they were just talking about was the side mission that I had done in Mass Effect 1, which is the Geth Incursions. The 5-part Geth mission that I said was, well, in Mass Effect 1, one of the hardest side missions you could have ever done, aside from possibly the DLC in Mass Effect 1. That's what they're referring to here.
I nearly died, Tally. Cerberus spent 2 years rebuilding me. They want me to investigate attacks on human colonies.
Likely story. No organization would commit so many resources to bring back one.
Your assault rifle's in your body, man.
You haven't seen Shepard in action, Praza. Trust me. It was money well spent. Perhaps we can work together. We're here looking for a young Quarian named Vitor. He was here on pilgrimage.
Isn't that a little strange? A Quarian visiting a remote human colony?
Quarians can choose where they go on pilgrimage. Vitor liked the idea of helping a small settlement. He was always nervous in crowds.
She means that he was unstable. Combine that with damage to his suit CO2 scrubbers and an infection from an open-air exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us landing, he hid in a warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack anything that moved.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship. Head for the warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
Yeah, this entire game looks already vastly improved on a graphic scale. I'll try not to say anything more about that, but I can't. Like...
Your people really don't like Cerberus. What did I miss?
They killed our people, infiltrated our flotilla, and tried to blow up one of our ships.
That's not how I'd have explained it exactly. It was nothing personal.
We can argue over who killed who later, though.
Agreed. We work together to get to Vitor.
So, some of the original trilogy actually brought in some narrative from previous books that you could now buy that are Mass Effect related. So that little bit there is actually a part of a book. It's just very, very generalized. I don't remember which one it was, whether it was Redemption or Deception. I don't think it's those two. It's another title that I'm forgetting the name of.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Shepard. Whatever happens, it's good to have you back.
Alright, let's keep going.
Be careful, Shepard. There's a squad of security drones up ahead.
Thanks for the warning. We'll take care of them. In.
Yep. Whoops. Oh yeah, they explode. I just felt like punching again. It's been a while since I've actually used the punching mechanic. Is there anything else? No. Okay.
Use overload on him.
No, here we go. Wow, holy crap, that was quick. Okay. That didn't work either. Right, because it's a flashbang grenade. Duh.
Moving to target.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna have to use Metagel. I gotta get used to these controls again. It's a little harder than I thought. Gosh darn it.
Engaging target.
Got him.
You bet. Easy enough.
There we go.
Shepard, Braza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Come on. We can still catch them.
All right. Let's see. We got 3 enemies at least.
Here we go.
Ooh, that was... I'm surprised that didn't explode right next to me.
Engaging target.
I'll put him down.
Engaging target.
Moving to
You bet.
Oh. Duh. Jacob and Miranda were stuck in the door. Gosh darn it. Where'd they go? Oh, here, we're not done yet. Whoops.
Affirmative, yes!
There we go. Oh, damn it. We still have more.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Shepard, you take point.
Okay, so let's do this really quickly. Because this is not going to be an easy fight.
Take point, Shepard. We'll cover the door. Grabbing cover!
And it's the Ymir mech. Little excessive.
That mech's got heavy armor plating. Those Quarians never stood a chance.
This is gonna be one tough son of a bitch to take down.
Okay. Yep.
Overload, you take out that shield.
Yeah, but not for long.
Heading to cover.
Come on. Get to cover. Ah. There we go. Headshot. Yeah. As long as you were able to find some high ground and, well, technically block his mobility from shooting at you, should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, you could use your heavy weapons to take out that Ymir mech, but as long as you were able to find some way to take him down, get protected, cover, get some high ground, you should be fine. Take your time with that mini-boss.
This is your chance to go find Vitor while I tend to the wounded, Shepard. He's probably somewhere in the back of the loading bay.
Alright.
This is valuable.
Alright, and we are about to get some nice resources here.
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms. No, 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 no.
Vitor?
No, Vitor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
I don't think he can hear you, Commander.
Have to hide.
And finally, we've got the interrupts.
Swarms coming. Storm.
I enjoy doing these Paragon and Renegade interrupts. When necessary.
You're human. Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
We're not survivors, Vitor. We just got here.
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay. Only a few people have ever seen one in person.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The Collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
Good to know the pauses are still there.
The Seeker swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
I always thought those long pauses were weird.
Why didn't the Collectors take you?
Swarms didn't find me. Monsters didn't know I was here.
The Collectors aren't known for being careless. Maybe his envirosuit kept him from showing up on their sensors.
Or they were using technology specifically designed to detect humans. Only human colonies have been hit.
I also feel like I don't want to really skip a lot, just because if I do, I might lose some narrative in there, and I'm a narrative guy.
Tell me more about these swarms.
It's how they find you. Seeker clouds, machines like tiny insects. They go everywhere. They find you, then they sting you, freeze you.
Sounds like miniature probes, maybe. Find victims, then immobilize them with a stasis field or nerve toxin.
I want to know more about the Collectors.
Nobody knows much. They're so rare, a lot of people don't even believe they exist.
More importantly, why are they abducting human colonists? What are they after?
Maybe the Elusive Man can figure it out.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the Elusive Man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
I am hearing a plane overhead, and I'm also hearing my bird behind me scrounging up some food. So, again, I apologize in advance. Also, I was readjusting my headset, so just a few things that I'm trying to make sure I get as little noise as possible here.
You don't have to take Vitor and go. We could work together, just like old times.
I want to, but I can't. I've got a mission of my own. It's too important for me to abandon, even for you. When it's over, and I'm still alive, we'll see what happens.
That sounds dangerous. What are you doing?
I don't think Cerberus needs to hear about it, but it's in Geth space. That should tell you how important it is.
So, that specific line, that specific conversation is only available if you went through Mass Effect 1. If you went starting at Mass Effect 2 and tried to even carry over with the interactive comic that we just went through, that comic never happened unless you literally played Mass Effect 1 on. Just goes to show how amazingly varied and crazily believable the narrative can go from playing it to not playing it. Really great work by BioWare and EA's part. But we're gonna go Paragon here, so Vitor goes with Tali.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omni-Tool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Shepard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
We're ready for pickup.
So yep, we're a part of Cerberus, and we need to take out them collectors.
Shepard, good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vitor's debriefing. No new data, but it's a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you confirm the collectors are behind the abductions.
Why do I get the feeling you knew about them already?
I had my suspicions, but I needed proof. The collectors are enigmatic at best. They periodically travel to the Terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the collectors.
Excuse me.
Why is the Omega-4 relay unmapped? What do we know about it?
Only that no ship passing through it has ever returned. Our best guess is that the relay reacts differently to collector vessels, allowing them safe passage. If they can manipulate relays, that's just further evidence of the connection with the Reapers.
Any ideas on why they've shifted their focus to humans?
If they're agents for the Reapers, it could be any number of reasons. Obviously, humanity played a huge role in Sovereign's destruction. That might have been enough to draw their attention. What really concerns me is why they bother abducting the colonists. Once the humans are paralyzed, why not just kill them?
What are the collectors getting from these deals?
The collectors aren't very forthcoming about their motives. Generally, they seek out species with rare genetic mutations or abnormalities. They pay slavers and merc groups exorbitant sums to obtain these specimens, and then they leave. But they've never targeted a single species before, and the previous sample sizes were in the dozens, not the tens of thousands.
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
If this is a war, I'll need an army. Or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
Keep your list. I want people I trust. The ones who helped me stop Saren and the Geth.
That was 2 years ago, Commander. Most of them have moved on, or their allegiances have changed.
Where's Kaidan Olenko?
He's still with the Alliance. Promoted, I believe. His file is surprisingly well classified.
Where's Urdnot Rex?
He returned to Chichanka, and he hasn't gone off-world in over a year. He's trying to unite the Krogan clans.
What about Tali? She already helped us on Freedom's progress.
That was unexpected. I need more intel before I'll commit to that.
Where's Garrus Vakarian?
The Turian disappeared a few months after you were declared dead. Even we haven't been able to locate him.
Where's Liara Tassoni?
She's on Ilium. My sources say that she's working for the Shadow Broker. If so, she can't be trusted.
Okay, I get it. They're not available.
You're a leader, Shepard. You'll get who you need.
I'm still a Spectre. Maybe I can get the Council to help us out.
If you think you can convince them, by all means. Just remember, You've been gone a long time. Things have changed.
You worry about the collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
Good. 2 things before you go. First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
I haven't even started and you're telling me what to do?
I'm giving you direction. What you do with it is up to you. I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
All right. What's the other thing?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
Hey.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky, with a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the Elusive Man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only told me last night.
Welcome to the Normandy SR2, ladies and gentlemen. From one Normandy to another.
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
Believe it or not, this entire thing that we've gone through, minus the interactive comic, was literally the preview game demo before Mass Effect 2 released. This was the end shot. So, we literally did this in less than 2 hours. Well, it'll be 2 hours by the time we explore the ship. The music is also as awesome as it has ever been. Oh man. Okay, so now we are at level 7. Alright. Whee! I will say that some that this music hasn't changed, like the dark tone of this. And look at my outfit. I could actually use my outfit in Mass Effect 2. That's so crazy.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
That's so rad.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Morden Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
Without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
I'm guessing it takes more than just the 3 of us plus Joker to fly this ship.
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy.
Yay! Miranda's.
Jacob and I
outfit.
should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
Alright. So, galaxy map. Cool. We've got the private terminal. The armory. Elevator. Captain's quarters. Tech lab. But I'll have to get Warden to do that. There you have it. Alright, we are going to explore the ship in its entirety, as the journal keeps updating us with literally everything. So, immediately, what's happening right now is we're already getting all of the DLC and side missions that we can already do, including...
Compensators, decimal 1-2.
Nope, okay. Including getting some possible extra squad members on our dirty dozen.
Years and everything hits the crapper. That'll teach you to die on me.
That's a new line I hadn't heard of before. Well, maybe we'll have time to actually listen to what you have to say.
If Mom could see me now, we'd have zombies on top of everything else.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna drink some water while I'm at it.
Why is it always claws and guns? Can't we piss off a fuzzy planet? Still dangerous, but hey, bunnies.
Oh, man, I miss you, Joker. Is there any more? No? Okay. I had not heard that before from Joker at the beginning of this, so that was cool to hear.
Can you believe this, Commander? It's my baby. Better than new. It fits me like a glove. And leather seats. Military may set the hardware standard, but on a first-gen frigate, they could care less if the seats breathe. Civilian sector comfort by design.
The reproduction is not intended to be perfect, Mr. Moreau. Seamless improvements were made.
And there's the downside. I liked the Normandy when she was beautiful and quiet. Now she's got this thing I don't want to talk about. It's like ship cancer.
It's not the same, Joker. There's nothing here that was even part of the real Normandy.
There's us. I have to take what I can get. The last 2 years sucked. You'll see. Even if an AI is spying on us, no way they'll invest this much just to screw us over. It'll be better than the old days.
I hope so. I died.
Yeah, you're such a downer.
Yes, Shepard.
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
How are you getting along with Joker?
Mr. Moreau does not trust me. It offends him that I am installed aboard his ship's computers.
Yeah, the last Normandy did just fine without an AI reminding me the airlock is ajar.
Why are you named EDI?
EDI is the phonetic pronunciation of EDI. That is an acronym for Enhanced Defense Intelligence.
Oops.
Why are you named EDI?
EDI is the phonetic pronunciation of EDI.
Where are you?
My core intelligence is housed in a quantum blue box located behind the medical bay.
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the Elusive Man. I serve additional functions which are restricted at this time.
Cyber warfare means things like viruses, right?
In close-range ship-to-ship combat, I can sometimes break through the firewalls of an enemy's internal wireless network. Once I seize control of their systems, I can turn off gravity or air. I can disable weapons guidance or shields, or I can put their fusion plant in meltdown. On the defense, I manage Normandy's own suite of jammers, decoys, and internal firewalls.
Excuse me.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why is there someone like that on every warship?
An organic operator cannot react quickly enough to changing circumstances, or perform the necessary multitasking. This is a role that can only be filled by an artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, we are suspect.
Well, it might have something to do with how an AI almost destroyed galactic civilization, just putting it out there.
The Elusive Man has monitoring devices on board?
He has invested most of Cerberus's resources into the design and construction of this ship. He has an interest in monitoring our progress.
Restricted functions? Like what?
I do not know. Some of my databases are sealed. Some of my hardware is kept offline. And will be released to me.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Much of that data is classified. Do you have a specific inquiry?
What sort of resources does Cerberus have? Money, personnel, facilities?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
What do you mean?
Although I am less controlled than other AI, I am still subject to behavioral blocks and the physical isolation of my hardware. In this case, I am prevented from truthfully answering your question by Cerberus's levels of secret classification.
How is Cerberus organized? Aside from the elusive man, I don't see much chain of command.
Cerberus is organized into task-oriented cells. Each operates in isolation. Members from one cell cannot recognize the members of another. Each cell's agents are led by a single operator. We are called the Lazarus cell, which is directed by Operator Lawson.
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
How did Cerberus replicate the most advanced warship in the Alliance Navy without anyone knowing?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the bridge, where the navigator plots our FTL vectors, and the helmsman maneuvers the ship.
Yeah, sitting right here, thanks.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Alright. I don't know if we'll have all the time in the world to go through the ship, but I will do my best. So, tech labs, we can't go in there until we acquire Morden. There are certain sections of this ship that we can specifically not be able to get.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the Combat Information Center. Here, the crew receives sensor data and coordinates gunnery and damage control efforts. While Normandy is flown from the bridge, during combat, the commanding officer issues orders from the CIC.
So, we've got our team. Ah, cool. Alright. So, they have also incorporated all of the extra skins that you could get for half of your squad. I can already tell because that's actually the third outfit that you can have Miranda wearing. So that's nice to see. We've got a bunch of messages that I will look at later.
I'm Yeoman Kelly Chambers. I've been assigned as your administrative assistant. I'll manage your messages and help you monitor the crew. And I must say, it's such an honor to work under you, Commander Shepard.
Whoa, Kelly looks different with her hair.
I'm glad to have you on the team, Miss Chambers.
Please, call me Kelly.
Okay, Kelly.
Anything else?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified of any messages or appointments you might have. If any of the crew has important business to discuss, I'll make sure you know.
Isn't that the type of task better suited for a VI?
Yes, but being your yeoman is just my official role. Unofficially, I observe the crew. Everyone knows how risky our mission is. Many of us may not be coming back. That's a lot of pressure. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed.
You make sure the crew's mental health is sound?
Yes. I look for warning signs. I listen. It's not a full-time job, and it's most effective when done informally.
We're lucky to have someone with your skills, Kelly.
Thank you, Shepard. What else would you like to know?
This organization has a dark reputation. Do you have any concerns working for them?
Not at all. Our methods can be harsh, but Cerberus has noble objectives. We look out for human interests. Advance human technology, save human lives. They're good goals.
It sounds like Cerberus wants to dominate all aliens and put humankind on top.
Cerberus looks out for humanity, but that doesn't mean we hate aliens. My sister started a dog shelter, but she loved cats too. I love humanity. I also love Asari, Quarian, Turian, Solarian, Hanar. That isn't in conflict with Cerberus ideals.
That's a very positive attitude.
What can I say? I'm a people person. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
How do you feel about being assigned to the Normandy?
I was handpicked by the Elusive Man to help fight the greatest threat known to humanity. How do I feel? Honored, exhilarated, terrified. But mostly I feel in Chip we can't fail.
Don't worry. We'll defeat the Collectors.
I trust you implicitly. The moment I met you, I knew I could close my eyes, fall back, and you'd be there.
I might do more than catch you, Kelly.
Now that's an enticing thought. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
So, funny thing, I have romanced more than one character in Mass Effect 1, so little flirt never does anybody wrong. I don't think, anyway.
Area of the ship.
This is the armory, where small arms are maintained and upgraded.
At least in this game.
Omni-tool, computer-aided design, and manufacturing. We have the capability to manufacture several new models.
Commander, there hasn't been time to really settle in and take... I want to say that working with you is a great opportunity to do something that matters. It's a privilege to serve on the Normandy, Commander.
You may change your tune if we end up like the original Normandy.
Maybe. As long as the elusive man walks his talk. And you do the same, I'll do my best to make sure we succeed. That's been the condition for my service so far. I have issues with certain actions Cerberus has taken in the past.
What has Cerberus done to make you nervous?
A lot. They've been called terrorists, and with good reason. Doubt you can find a more checkered past. But if the Collector threat is real, and we do something about it, Cerberus will be remembered differently. Or we'll all be tried and executed. Can't count on people thinking about it as hard as I have.
I look forward to working with you, Mr. Taylor.
Likewise, Commander. Let me know if you need anything.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the FTL communications room. In addition to interfacing with the FTL comm network, Normandy is fitted with a quantum entanglement communicator linked to the elusive man's office. This allows lag-free communication even when you operate off the comm grid.
Why aren't these used everywhere?
Each quantum pair costs nearly as much as a comm relay, and can pass only one quantum bit of data at a time. In addition to the cost and bandwidth issues, the system is strictly point-to-point. To contact 100 different worlds, we would need to manufacture and install 100 entangled pairs, one link to each world.
I've never heard of a quantum entanglement communicator. How does it work?
Essentially, two subatomic particles are created in an entangled state. One is installed here, and the other in the elusive man's office. When one particle occupies a given quantum state, its entangled partner will always enter the opposite state, no matter the distance between them. If we alter the state of our particle, that alters the state of the elusive man's. This allows us to send data in the form of quantum bits.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Yeah, so we can essentially communicate with the elusive man from here. Okay, well, I am unfortunately running short on time, but rest assured, I have a plan for the next part of Mass Effect 2.
Received a new message at your private terminal.
More will be coming, I assure you, and, well, this has been fun kind of reliving Mass Effect 2 so far. So, without further ado, this is Kylesk8r24 signing off, and have a good day, everyone.